Hello, welcome, Future Past Money. I'm your host. On this channel, we don't give financial advice. Everything we say here is for education and entertainment purposes. And we like history on money, current affairs on money, and the future of money. And so if any of that is of interest to you, please consider giving us a follow and leaving a comment below, and like if you find any value in any of the information or subject matter that we have here on this channel. Some things go without being said, but we'll just go ahead and say them now. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future, but I have been an early adopter most of my life, and I do think usually against the grain. I can fall in line with the herd, and nothing I say here is meant to offend you, but the masses, and I'm in the masses, we are all the masses. We can all just kind of be living our life and go in our normal daily direction, whichever that may be. But most of the time I am going against the grain, not to just be funny, it's just my nature. And a lot of things that are new, I tend to have to try to reverse engineer them for my brain to accept them and to understand it. I have to kind of break it down as best I can and then build it back up. And so we find ourselves here. I never gave any amount of thought to what the actual definition of money was. I just did my job, lived my life, bought my things, traveled, did whatever, and paid for it with, my economic energy, my blood, sweat, and tears, if you will. And for most people, that's the same thing. They just are living their lives, working, doing the best they can every single day. But the trick of this whole thing of money, of economic energy, is knowing where the real value is. And so we are the real value. The people, our labor, what we do, goods and services, that's real money. And the little pieces of paper that we pass around, that is not money. Most people think that is money. That is not money whatsoever. That is currency. If it is backed by a commodity or something with intrinsic value, you hear that a lot, intrinsic value. What's the intrinsic value of cash? Paper. You can burn it and be warm. That's the intrinsic value. You can write a message on it. That's the intrinsic value. Other than that, most all currency derives its value from something else. And for most of our civilized humanity, it's been gold. So if there's anything other than goods and services that is real money, it's going to be gold. Gold and silver, precious metals, bullion, stuff like that. So just wanted to share just kind of the very earliest, my earliest understanding as I started to break things down. It was that. Nothing to do with IOUs or implied value where somebody wrote down something and said, oh yeah, this is that. No. You want to get far away from that as far as possible and know exactly where the value is and get the value in your hands if you can, or get it and give it to someone that you trust. And we won't go into trust. That's a whole nother topic. So I'll cap this video off with a little bit further. As I figured out what money was, then you have to consider what it is to two different people on two different sides of the planet that speak two different languages and have two different currencies and want to buy different things. Oh, I like the land on that island. Oh, I like the building on the other country. Well, then what is money? And it's just that store of economic energy that the other person wants in an equal amount of what the thing is for sale. So then you break it down even further, and it's just data. If you have a bank account with a ledger liability from the bank to you, and you have $1 million. There's not $1 million in the vault. No, there's just a IOU on a ledger. You have $1 million. We saw a record of it coming in. We're watching a record of it coming out. So then when you're on the phone or you're communicating with the person on the other side of the planet and you will buy something and you have that value, well, okay, cool. The data that says, hey, they have it on this side of the planet, we'll figure out how to move it, and that's, again, another different conversation. It gets it to the other side of the planet, the person receives what they want, boom. If all the SHIT hits the fan and we got to pick up the pieces and build it all up again, we're just going to go to the books and go, what was everybody's things before that day where the earthquake happened and the records were destroyed, and let's start there. That was our baseline. What everybody had, boom. So it's accounting, it's record keeping, it's books. Almost that's more valuable than the money itself, the cash itself, because you can fake cash, counterfeit. You can lie, cheat, and steal, float a check, blah, blah, blah. Fraud is fraud, crime is crime. Again, all different topics, all different videos to make. But when you go to the essence of money, it's what you can prove that you acquired legally and what the rest of the world knows that you have and thinks that you have legally. So, just pause for a moment, and if you think money is just little pieces of IOU paper, do some research and you'll find quite fast that fiat currency is just that. It's just paper that we all use because we're so used to using it, and everybody uses it, and the government says it's going to be good, and if we don't use it, we've got the might of the military to back it up. But when you have economies running on fiat currency, it doesn't take long to hyperinflate that currency and to have it all burn up in our hands and turn to dust. So if you're still here, then please consider smashing that like button up, leave us a comment, and subscribe, follow. We're about to go on quite an amazing journey these next 12 months. So thanks again for tuning in. This is Future Past Money. Take care.